Hi and welcome back to Crafters Grove. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this miniature snowman ornament. So you want to start with some white polymer clay and then work it into the following shapes that you see me doing here. In about 30 seconds, I'll also give you a freeze frame so you can work out exactly what shapes and the sizes you need. It works out to 23 balls of different sizes and then 2 shapes for the dog's bodies and 2 for the dog's heads. To shape the dog's body and head as you see here, it's really just a matter of elongating a ball of polymer clay a little bit and then bending at the smaller end slightly. One piece is going to be bigger than the other, and that's essentially it. Once you have all your pieces laid out, it's time to make the base of the ornament. So grab some clay, quite a fair bit because you want it to fit all of the figurines that you're going to be making. Roll it into a ball and then flatten it with your palm onto your parchment paper. Now you're going to use your fingers to smooth it and pull it to shape different snow drifts that the snow family will be sitting on. Once you're happy with the texture of your base, it's time to start adding the different pieces. So you're going to start with one of the largest balls and place it slightly off to one side. Now, to give this piece structure and to prevent it from falling apart after it's baked, adding some wire will really help give it more strength. Your wire should pass through all the balls and the base so it's all connected, and just make sure to flip your piece over to ensure that the wire has not pierced through the bottom. Now that I see the 2 balls stacked together, they actually look a lot cuter than the 3. So I'm going to remove the top smallest balls from the 3-tier groups and just work with the 2 largest balls for the snowman family. So before you go any further, it's really important to work on the wire that's going to form the hook for the ornament. The length of wire you need needs to pass through the base slightly, the entire length of the ornament, plus a little bit extra with an additional centimeter that you're going to curl in order to pass ribbon through that you're going to do at the end of the project to allow the ornament to hang on a tree. The loop at the top should be formed by 2 layers of wire to allow enough strength to hold the weight of the ornament through a ribbon. Next, you want to bend the wire into a 90-degree angle right at the point where you want the wire to turn into the base of the ornament. Once the wire is formed, you're going to feed it into the base of the ornament right next to the snowman that you've placed, so it's right at the center of the base. Now it's just a matter of placing the remaining pieces and snowmen onto the base around that center wire. Make sure to try to balance them along the center wire so that when it does hang on the tree, it hangs in a balanced way rather than tilted to one side. Make sure that as you place the pieces, they all have that supporting wire to ensure that they are structurally sound and not easily broken off the ornament. Here you can see me making one of the hind legs of the dog. So you're taking a ball and then tapering it a bit at one end and then bending the smaller end over to form the paw. Finally, you're going to flatten it slightly by squeezing both sides, and then you can attach it to the dog using a wire. A toothpick is a really great tool when doing miniature work. You can use it to help secure pieces to larger bases where your fingers can't reach, and also to reshape or flatten the clay. To create the front legs of the dog, you're also going to taper or narrow down one end of a ball, but rather than bending it, you're just going to flatten it slightly as it is and then place it at the front of the dog. To create the dog's ears, you're going to take one of your smaller balls of clay, flatten them, narrow it at one end, and then curve them. Then attach the larger end to the top of the dog's head. The dog's tail, it's really just a matter of forming it into an elongated cone and then curving it slightly. You're going to vary the curve depending on how curled your dog's tail is. For this dog, the tail is really a more gentle curl, but you'll see on the smaller dog, it's almost a full loop. Next, I wanted to put in all the arms before moving further because by applying the next pieces, I'm going to be blocking off where the arms need to be placed. For the snowman who's holding the baby, I wanted to bend the arm that's actually supporting the baby because that's just a more realistic position of the arm, but also it's really going to help support that baby snowman as well. To replicate the tree branches that snowman's arms are usually made out of, I am using just smaller pieces of wire. Once you've placed all the wire for the snowman's arms, you can then start placing the rest of the pieces onto the ornament. Now it's time to add the details of this ornament. So roll out some black clay that's going to work as the whole pieces that form the eyes and the nose and all of that of the snowman. Here's where those toothpicks really come in handy. So you're going to be working with really tiny pieces of clay as you see here, and if you place that onto a toothpick, it will transfer easily over to the rest of the clay piece, and then you can just give that a gentle tap with your finger. Then you can use the toothpick to shape and reposition these pieces of clay as much as needed. I know it's really tricky to roll a ball of clay that's that small, but if you roll it, it's really going to give you a better start to be able to apply and shape this clay in order to form the eyes of the different pieces. Next it's time to dress the snowman, and you can dress the snowman in whatever way you want. Just think of this as how you do snowmen at home if you're making them out of real snow. So I wanted to do a different hat for each of the snowmen, and I picked colors that were related to both Stephen and I to give the snowman that character that it would be easily identifiable, at least by Stephen and I, of which snowman is which person. So to create the toques, I just created a flat disc and then helped to round it out by using my fingertip and also the end of a paintbrush until it fit the head shape of the snowman. And to finish off the purple toque, I did add a little bit of a pom-pom on top. For the blue toque, I gave it more interest by layering with black. So first I did a black disc and then did a little bit of a wider base cone on top of the black disc and then a black pom-pom on top. And what I did was again use the paintbrush to round out the base of the toque to fit the snowman's head, and then narrowed and bent the cone a little bit more and then added the pom-pom when I was happy with the overall shape. Lastly, and most importantly, I added a carrot nose. I'm all about the carrot noses for snowmen. So this was just done by rolling out some orange, bright orange or carrot orange clay, and then sectioning off some small pieces, of course one smaller than the other two, forming little cones or carrot shapes, and then applying those to the snowmen's faces. Once you've placed all the detailing, it's time to bake your piece, and make sure to do so according to the instructions on your polymer clay packaging. Once you've baked your ornament, it's really important to apply a coat of polyurethane. That's really going to help secure all these little tiny pieces. Make sure you use a fine brush, paintbrush, to really get into all the creases and all the crevices, again to help secure the tiny pieces of clay to your ornament, but also to help ensure you don't have buildup of the polyurethane into the cracks, which is going to turn cloudy once it dries. I found just the one coat of polyurethane was more than enough. Make sure to let it cure, and then you're ready to apply the ribbon, and then your ornament is done. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Honestly, I would love to see all the different types of snowman family that you create. So if you'd like to send me a picture of your snowman family, you can shoot me an email at craftersgrove@gmail.com. And like always, if you want to see more of our videos, please ensure to subscribe and ring that bell so that you get notified every time we post a new video. And for those who stuck around to the end, I thought I'd share a quick audio bite of what it's like working alongside a newborn baby. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and